Hello, it's me, Annalisa, with my spiritual friend. I am back. There, I scratched my face. Doing readings. No one's here yet, so I'll wait for you to show up. I'm gonna turn the light on while we're waiting. Weirdest live ever. Hello. So I'm doing readings. Hi, Breezy. Hi, everyone. I think so I'm doing readings today. I got this new Oracle deck. I don't know if anybody has this one. It's called Wisdom of the Oracle, and I got it because Colette Baron Reed created these. Hi, Seven Oceans, guys. Colette Baron Reed created these, and I'm doing this. She's doing a 7-day vision board thing. Hi, Spiritual Seeker. Hi, Urban Lady. It's good to see you, Urban Lady. You haven't been here in a little bit. Or if you have, you haven't said much. So I'm doing this on Facebook. It's like she does a Facebook Live every day for 7 days, and it's creating your vision board. And I haven't done one in a while, and she's got a really great approach to it. Oh God, I'm sorry. I'm sure. Urban Lady said her PhD is kicking her butt. So sorry. So I'm doing this, and I actually really like it because she kind of gives affirmations that you can use, and she just has a really great approach to like the how and the why on how you're manifesting stuff. But anyway, so she's using this Oracle deck with it to like ask questions and for guidance. It's Wisdom of the Oracle, and it's really nice. So if you were looking for, listen, I'm not making any money off of this, but if you were looking for, not selling this, if you were looking for a really nice Oracle deck, this is a nice one. And she's got great explanations in her book. And I just think sometimes it's nice to have your own little, you can throw your own cards. Don't need to have somebody else pull a card for you. So she's got like the essential meaning, the Oracle's message, a relationship message. So if you're asking about relationships, and a prosperity message and a protection message. And I think the protection message is if it comes upside down, like in the reverse position, as they say in card reading. I don't know. Just thought I'd share it with you. And also there's still time to join that. So if you were interested in doing it, I recommend it. It's free. She does have like a thing that if you're doing a paid thing, then you can catch it. But if you like, you can rewatch the videos forever. But if you're doing the free version, it's just for these 7 days. And I think today's day 5. But it's easy to go back and catch up on them. And they're just little Facebook videos, but you have to like join the Facebook group. Anyway, there's like, I think she said there's 28,000 people doing it. So it's like a lot of momentum and energy with it too. And like I said, she's got some really good tips. So that's my tip for you today. My highly recommend it kind of thing. Also, I had a weird moment today. I went to Walmart because there's this. So my, like if anybody knows anybody with autism, like there's foods that and I probably have this too. But it was much more precise when I was a kid. I'm a little bit more, whatever. So my daughter loves these cheese curds, and you can like literally, I can order them. I could have them shipped, but like you can only find them at certain Walmarts. They don't sell them at our grocery store anymore. They used to. They sell the cheese stick. It's different than a cheese curd. So I was going to Walmart to get these cheese curds, and then I went to Target to return something. They were like right near each other, and this woman was like pushing her kid, who was less than 2 years old, maybe 2 years old, if that. She was a tiny little girl. She was getting like plastic storage bins, and they were too big to carry, they were big and awkward and cumbersome. And then she had her baby little girl with her. So she had little girl sitting on them, and she's like pushing them down. I was like, another woman stopped. She's like, do you need a card? I was like, oh, and I had less stuff than anybody. So I was like, I will go get a card for you. Because the other woman had a card, and I was just carrying something that I was going to return. And then I was going to look for one thing. And if I just want to go into Target and spend like just get one thing, I literally will not get a card. I'm like, because I don't want to, yeah, whatever. So I went and got her this thing, and then I ended up talking to her forever. She just started talking to me about, she has a son, he's got special needs, and then she has another daughter, and she was talking to me about autism, and then just she just started like asking, I don't know, whatever. I don't know why I'm telling you this. Anyway, so I had this like freak out moment at the end because she was like, "Well, you texted me some information about like what I was talking about." I was like, "Okay, sure." She said she didn't have her phone. And then I panicked and I was like, "Is this a setup?" Because I watched, like, the TikToks are like, "Someone's trying to take you." Anyway, that's my random, like, so I get those like weird, like where I'm like, I don't know. It's a weird thing because she made like a weird look at the end, like she kind of like looked over. I don't know. I don't know. So I just like I panicked. Does anybody else do that? Am I the only one? Okay, so let's do questions. I've got Devery for 2 and Regine for 2 so far. That's my random ramble. I talk to people and I help them out, and then I get panicked that I did something wrong. Like, oh my God, am I being set up? Like, it's ridiculous. I don't know. I get nervous. I don't know. But I'm good. Probably because I've had so many times where something's gone wrong with people that I'm like, now I'm like, oh. And it's never with strangers that things have gone wrong, by the way. It's always people I know. Okay. So, all right. So let's go, friends. Let's go. Devery, are you here? Regine, are you here? I hope everybody else is doing well. Tell me what's going on. What is your manifesting focus on? Like, oh, don't tell me anything. Don't tell me anything. Just tell me you're well. Tell me you're not well. I don't know. I don't like to know much about y'all because then I feel like I know something. Like last week, I was like, oh, I see March. And then there was March there. So, okay. Is Devery here or Regine? Are y'all here? How did that happen? Hello. General reading for number 1. Okay. I don't have my official rock. I actually took it upstairs yesterday after I did a reading. I did a really cool reading yesterday for my chiropractor's wife. I haven't seen him in a couple of years, but he reached out to me. He's like, hey, I want to buy this for my wife for a surprise. And I was like, okay. I was like, so you're going to tell her about it? He's like, no. I was like, has she expressed a desire to have a reading? And he's like, no. I'm like, oh, awkward. I'm good, Alf. How are you? And so I did the reading. It was really cool because afterwards, like, we did like a general, and then like she wanted to connect with her uncle and her grandmother, and I connected her with her uncle, and her grandmother came in, but they both like gave these really beautiful messages. And I got validation for it afterwards. So it was really cool. It was a cool reading and it also went really well because I was just worried that like literally I was on the Zoom and she's like, hi. And I was like, she had literally no idea. Like I thought he said, well, you're going to have a reading from nothing. Just like put the iPad in front of her and was like, here you go. The weirdest. It turned out well, but it was very like, oh, hi, you don't know me or anything. Like, why is this woman sitting in front of me? So, okay, let's do a reading. Devery, a general for you. Is your right hip bothering you right now? And I'm asking that because as I'm sitting here, I start to feel a little sore in my right hip. Like that stretch feels really good doing that. Only when you're laying down. Okay. It felt a soreness there. I don't know that this is psychic, but I literally just heard it could be bursitis. It might be worth looking at, seeing some like researching what could be helpful for it. Bursitis, I think is what you call it. I I feel like your energy is happier and better this week. Just feel lighter, but at the same time, I feel like maybe like stuck as far as building your business. It feels like almost like you've put it on the back burner this week. I don't feel any movement forward on it. And I feel like your sinuses are a little clearer this week too. Like it's something's getting better, something's shifting. Um, Even like they're talking about your mom, they're like, even like, it's like, even though you don't feel like you wouldn't go, oh, everything is getting so much better. It's like, I feel like there's positive growth, like with your mom and your connection with her. And there is a lot of movement. It's just like in different ways than maybe you're hoping, desiring, or wishing. Like that's not where you were putting your focus. But I feel like there's healing and growth happening, especially with you and your mom. Um, they're telling me with her that she's trying to make amends with you, but like in her way. So it may not be, it just feels like she's trying to make amends and make things have a happier relationship with you. I also feel like you're really developing your own intuition, like as far as your like clairvoyance and cognizance and like trusting your intuition. The feeling to me is like you've been working on meditation or something like that, which I'm going to share another tip with y'all that I learned this week and it was really helpful. You see that with her, you understand that, you're trying. Haha, it's been hard with that. Okay. I learned something really kind of cool. So I have to look up his name because I think it's Huberman, Hub. I got Spiritual Seeker. I got your payment, just so if you're wondering. My friend from high school, he contacted me because we like he'll reach out occasionally and just like be like, hey, what's going on? How are you? How's your family? Um, and his son had surgery. And so I was like, oh, it's funny. I was meant to message you today and find out how he's doing if his surgery went well. And um, he mentioned that he's been working on mindset stuff. So like people always reach out to me about that stuff. I guess I'm known for it now. And he said he's been listening to this guy Huberman Lab, and I like looked it up. He's a neuroscientist who works with Stanford, and so it's a really sciencey way of looking at mindset. And then the next day, somebody on, and like we keep in mind we're not like I don't let TikTok access any of my other stuff, and we're messaging back and forth. It's not like a verbal conversation. And the next day, somebody popped up on my TikTok talking about this breathing techniques and mentioned this guy's name and how he did this. They did a study, and the study showed that like doing this breathing technique for 5 minutes a day is like better than any meditation. And I'm like as far as like resetting your, I guess your, now I can't think of the word, whatever. Neuro something is the word I want to say, but it's not neurotransmitter. So I don't know, whatever. But your nervous system, maybe, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so I can't think of the word, but as far as like centering you and finding you, whatever, finding your center and getting to a calm space, especially when you're working on like de-stressing, and that even just doing a few of these breaths a day is like really, really beneficial. Studies show blah, 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 better than meditation, which I find interesting. So I even tried it. So then I tried it because that morning, my daughter was getting ready to go to school and she was nervous because it was her birthday. And this was on Thursday morning. So, and, she was nervous about like what's it going to be like? And everybody singing to her. She's just, she's 6 now. So I said, oh, well, I learned this breathing technique. So instead of doing box breathing, which is 4 in, hold 4 out, like hold in for 4, breathe out for 4, hold for 4, blah, 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 that like a box, right? You take a really, really deep breath in through your nose. And as soon as you get to the top of that deep breath, you take just a little bit more of a breath. So, and then you exhale out your mouth. You can do an audible, I guess. And that's supposed to regulate your nervous system better. Oh, that's the word I was looking for. Regulate your nervous system better. So like doing that for 5 minutes. Now, I don't know that I could do it for 5 minutes, but even just starting with a few breaths might be a better focus for you. You want to get back to centering yourself in mind. So we did that for a few breaths, and then she was upset about something. And I said, this was like another day after that. So since then, and so I was holding her and I said, so I just started doing like the deep breaths with her, and she started doing it with me. And it's, so if a 6-year-old could do it, you can definitely do it. Okay. I'm all over the place with this business. I'm wondering if it's the right thing to do or if it really worked out for me, etc. Anyway, I was just giving that because that's a really great breathing technique that I learned. And it's helpful, especially if you have a hard time meditating. It's supposed to be way more beneficial. So I get the feeling like, yes, it is something you're supposed to like. They're saying adventure in. So it's like, have more fun with it. And then they said, stop trying to come up with the idea that you think everybody is going to love. Like you're trying to do it towards what you think your audience is, and find the one that you are the most passionate about, that you love the most, that you can really get behind. Because when you're selling a product, you have to really like it too, because otherwise it's just like, and if you think that doesn't show up in the energy of your like little shop on Etsy or whatever, it does. So it's like, when you were asking me like, well, are candles a great idea? I'm like, well, I don't know. I just kept seeing like home products or whatever, but it just felt like, what's the thing that you really like? I had that Miley Cyrus song stuck in my head, that I can buy myself flowers. Like find something that you authentically connect with. Yeah. Well, so do that especially if you can get behind it. So I struggle with selling stuff because I'm like, I'm trying to declutter, and I'm trying to sell, like, do I want to sell people stuff? Like that's my own brain. It doesn't matter. People, luckily anything I would do would be like print on demand. So it's not like tons of inventory made and then it just goes in the dumpster, or digital stuff. But I get it. But that's the feeling I get is for you. It's like, and also stop worrying about, like, stop comparing yourself to other people. So then the eco-friendly stuff would be more up your alley. I really need to repot these plants. Okay. Sorry, you don't care about that. Okay, Dune. So that's just what I was getting. Regine, are you here? Was there a specific second question, or was that your second question? I just wanted to be clear on that. I didn't know if that was a clarifier. My button is jamming into my belly button. That's uncomfortable. Okay. Probably TMI. Excuse me. You're not boring me. I'm boring me. I'm kidding. Devery, was that your second question? I'm just trying to figure that out. No, there you go. My aunt and cousin still are on the fence about moving and now want to come to Georgia for us to help. And I'm like, no, because I don't want to be in a CNA role again. Ooh. So what do you want to know? You're driving. Okay, perfect. I'm patient for you. Don't worry. So what's your question about that? That's a statement. Which is fine to make statements. I'm going to put a little cough drop in my throat. Okay, Dune, I'll check in just a sec. All right, I need somebody's opinion because I didn't have anybody with me shopping yesterday. So I got a new watch, but I'm thinking I got the bigger one, and I'm thinking I should have gotten the smaller one because it looks really big on my wrist. Too big? Should I get the smaller one? Let me know what you think. But it's cool because this has like the face. You can't see it now. It's got the moon phase on it. So I put that on. So I'll know the phase of the moon. How will that work out with them? So I just asked, will they move to Georgia? And I don't feel like they will. I'm hearing like ultimately the logistics of actually moving is too much. Are they looking into some kind of assisted living or something for your aunt? Because that's a feeling I get. That feels like the move she's going to make is more to assisted living. So but when you said we told them, I'm guessing your mom is on board for that too. Is this really loud? Can you hear that? Because if it's annoying, yeah. Okay. So United Front. Yeah, I don't see her moving. Like I don't see that happening. I keep seeing her in an assisted living. Hi, Lana. The watch looks okay. I have to get you. She said, thank you for telling me. I was like, is this too big? Like, I don't know. It's not, it's only 4 millimeter difference. So it's like not, but I'm kind of a screen. You can read my lips. Meaning I wanted the bigger phone. I like, not because like, oh, it's so much fun. It's like, I have 44-year-old eyes. I have reading glasses all over the place. Like, I don't want to have to, if I can make it. My grandmother is like, so one of my grandmothers had macular degeneration, and she had like a big microfiche reader, and you have to be old enough to know what a microfiche reader is, in our house. And she would like put the newspaper on, and literally you could see like one letter on the screen for her to see because she was losing her vision, right? Whatever. And I don't want my watch to be like that where I have like one letter and I have to scroll to get to the word. I feel like they'll be okay and they'll take care of themselves. Absolutely. I feel like don't worry about it. Like, it's okay. You're just so close to her and you want the best for her, but I don't want to be that help helper again. Okay. I want you to know that that's okay. You're not a bad person for saying that. You're not a bad person for feeling that. You're not selfish. You're not unloving. Um, being a caregiver for somebody is a lot of responsibility. It's hard enough to be a parent to a small child or whatever, but when it becomes a grown adult where if they're incapacitated in some way and you're having to either change diapers or help them shower or whatever, that's like very physically demanding on you. Plus there's an emotional demand and everything else. And you're trying to like establish yourself. So that's okay. That's okay to say that. I'm definitely not judging you. I worked in the nursing field. First job ever was in a nursing home. Job in college in an Alzheimer's care facility. Taking care of people is really, really hard. And I told my mom, and I've said this before, like, if you ever get Alzheimer's, I love you dearly, but you will be going into a home because that is not something that, I mean, I've seen people struggle. It is uh, because, it's a safety issue and you cannot be awake and alert 24/7 trying to make sure that this person isn't, they get sundowners and everything else and they wander at night and everything. Okay. So TD, these questions are paid. I do free readings over on TikTok. If you follow me over there, I'll occasionally do them. I'm trying to do them once a week. I didn't get any last week, just a little bit of a crazy week, but they're free over there, but I can't guarantee that you'll get a reading over there. I just go on for a little while and I answer questions here and there. But if you want to guarantee you'll get a reading here, you can do that. It's $12 a question and 30% I donate to the Community Food Bank of New Jersey. Okay. Regina, can I please have Regine? Sorry, I don't know why I say Regina. Yes, you can have a general reading. I don't know why I feel like in between today. Not you. Don't worry, Debris. Just giving a little zhuzh. Did you just pull up somewhere where there's something that looks like angel wings? Because I feel like I see an angel wing logo. Regine, does this resonate? I just was shown like a logo with like angel wings on it. And the background of it is like, it looks light green to me. I could be wrong about the color. So like, but that's the way I'm seeing it, as like a sea foam green. Ah. Are you still driving, Regine? Or are you shopping? Dune, I have yours. So let me, yes. Okay, wait. Yes to the angel wings. Oh, there's an angel sign. Wait, what? Seriously? That's really cool. That's crazy. Is it light green in the back or light blue? I can't make that up. That's so cool. That's so cool. Blue. Okay. But it's like a light, like a pastel-y blue. That is so cool. Okay. So hang on. I just want to make sure that, so I've got Regine here, and then Spiritual Seeker. What? Sorry. Okay. Okay. All right, let's do this. Yeah, they just showed me this logo. Okay, so for any of you who are like, I don't believe her, she's just making shit up. I'm not. This isn't this is, I think, my weird brain, but I heard that, that, like, little song that they'll use for, like, videos on TikTok and stuff? It's like, "Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate." Sorry, that's what I heard. Um, all right, calm down. I'm just smiling because 'cause I'm like, I can see you, like, grinning from ear to ear, so I'm like, "Okay, well, come on, help me through this. Tell me what I need to know." They go, "That's not the only synchronicity she's had, she just never really believed it." Did you ask for they I get this feeling, I'm asking this as a question, but I'm gonna say it as a statement. I'm closing my eyes, so I'm not looking at that, but, um, I feel like you left this morning going, I don't know if you're in the same part of the world as I am right now, maybe you're a couple hours behind me, whatever, but it's like I left my house this morning being like, "You know what? If I'm supposed to do this, if this is like, the direction I'm supposed to be heading, you asked for a really big sign." And I feel like they've been showing you signs and you were ignoring them. They're like, "This is it. This is your sign. This is your validation. This is your confirmation. Like, you are heading in the right direction. You should keep doing that." I'm in Florida. I ask. You do ask for a sign. Oh, okay. I always forget where people are at, so I'm not sure. But like, did you go out? Like, did you leave this morning, like before noon, to go do errands, and you're still out doing them? That's your sign. Like, literally, they showed me a sign. Hi, Laura. Yay! I'm glad you caught us live too. Okay, that's so true. Okay, perfect, 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 perfect. Um, I'm doing a happy dance for you. So now don't get off of this live and go, "Well, was that really a sign for that? Or were you just trying to show me like that's your sign? That's it." There's I mean, I cannot make that thing up. There's no way I would have known you were outside a store that had angel wings. I mean, there's a million other stores that you could be at shopping. What's the chances of them having angel wings? So there. So I this is what I heard. You're finally making things happen. It's just not happening as fast as you hope and like. Um, but trust that, like, even with the slow pace and the slow growth, the consistency is more important. And I don't know what that means. Why do we always feel like you're building a business? And this may make no sense to you now. And I say that because I had a friend, have had a friend who she was in corporate marketing and she would do contract work, right? So she was a freelance person. Um, and she had been really high up in the corporate world and then, ended up becoming a freelancer. And um, she was in between, whenever she would be in between things, she would call me or message me and be like, "What's going on? What do I do now?" I'm like, "Are you sure you're not doing stuff with your cooking? Are you sure not like catering?" So initially she started catering. And then I was like, "Are you sure you're not opening a restaurant?" And she'd be like, "No, no, I'm not. No." And she'd always tell me no. I was like, "I don't know, just feels like it to me." And then she has a restaurant now in Westchester. Um, if anybody's in Westchester, Austining, it's called Tasty Table. But she's like, she's doing that. And they have a second location, or they did. I don't know if they still do. I think they still do. Um, but so like, yay, right? So it just, I don't know. It's like I keep feeling this for you, like you're doing something. I would love to know more about this business. I don't know. Okay, I did. That's the thing is, I don't know. I just keep feeling you're doing some kind of business. Um, so it's like something completely different from what you're doing now. So if you're doing finance now or banking now, it's something more. I don't know. Maybe it's like beauty products, or there's some aspect to it. So there's um I don't know. It almost feels like something sort of spiritual, but not quite like directly what I do, right? Mine's like obvious it's a spiritual thing I do. Um there's aspects of that to it. Peaceful home, I don't know, something like that. I keep feeling like candle wax melts or something like that, which is weird, but like that's I keep getting that as a texture, and I do not understand that at all. Just seeing if anybody else. Hi, Gia. Okay, got you. You're the okay. Yep, I got you. That's okay if you don't see it yet, but it's there. The energy is there for something. And again, I can be wrong. What's your second question? You can ask it another way. That's fine. And I love that you said that, because a lot of times, I've talked to you guys about this. I don't know if any of you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ask your question a different way if you want. That's fine. Um, because it is about how you ask the question, you get the answer. Like they're kind of like the best equivalent I can give you that you would understand is like Siri or Alexa. Sorry if I said anything off. Um, you get the answer based on how you ask the question. Like they've got lots and lots of knowledge, but they don't just like shoot out information to you, or they shouldn't be. What would be the best route for you? The number 23 is popping up, and I don't know if that makes any sense right now, but I'm just saying that the number 23 is popping up right now. Okay, wait. Let me ask it this. Let me ask you this. Do you mean the best route for you to go to create the business that you want, or the best route for you to go? Like, can you just, I may be misunderstanding you. If that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, like which is that, what's the best route for you to go to create the business? Like I want to know what you mean by that question. I guess I like really specific stuff. I don't want to assume I'm at and then get the wrong thing and you're like, then we waste each other's time. Well, you're not wasting my time, but I would be wasting your time. What is it about to create the business? Okay. So they said to me, it's something that's already right in front of you. So it's something that's already a hobby for you. Um, and you just don't look at it as like making a business out of it because you're like, doesn't everybody know this? Doesn't everybody do this? Um, so it's like, I'm giving an example on this. Is not what I think you're supposed to do. This is just an example of like, there's people on TikTok who make like get a boatload of views and probably somehow have worked into like, doing ad work for other sponsoring stuff, whatever. I don't know, whatever you call it. But like organizing, right? So you'll see like the restock things or people who have like a ton of views and a ton of followers for teaching cleaning tips. Like it feels like it's something very obvious but you enjoy it. Like these people enjoy that kind of stuff, right? They're obsessive about organizing and stuff like that. So it feels like it's whatever it is, it's in front of you already. And it's something you do already. You just don't see it as being like, you're like, oh, no one would be interested in this. It's like, it's something you're already interested in. It's like, you already find it as a hobby. And I don't know what that means. And when the light bulb goes on for this thing and you start to like actually like think, oh, well, people might be interested in this, it sort of will just run itself. It'll just fall into place. I hope you understand that soon too. Listen, sometimes this stuff where we're like, I wish I would have figured out this sooner. It's like you figured it out exactly when you're supposed to figure it out because maybe there's other steps and things along the way that you needed to learn, like lessons you needed to learn in order to like make that process easier and ping. It's like, oh, that's it. And I don't know why they're showing me those little mochi buns, those little mochi ice cream buns. My coffee did not last me that long. Oh, it's cold too. Ooh. You're welcome. Happy New Year, Regine. Thank you for trusting me. Shar, I got yours. And Nicola, I got yours. Yes, I got it. Okay, Spiritual Seeker, are you up? You're up. Sorry, I'm popping my joints. Are you here, Spiritual Seeker, still? If you guys could like, just hit the thumbs up. That'd be great. Hello. Who's here and wants to type a question that's in the list? Spiritual Seeker or Dune or Gia, if you guys want to type a question. Virginia. Are you here? June, do you want to ask your question? Go ahead. Are you warning me? Like if I get it like where I'm like, stop asking the same question. I'll yell at you and tell you to ask it differently. Just kidding. Okay, I'm gonna it's absolutely okay that you donated, Nicola, don't worry. Okay, I'll look. Thanks, Lana. Oh, I got you. I don't know why yours always like pops up a little different. So Lana, if you want to sorry, chewing. Lana, I'm gonna add yours in. I sorry. And I'm just gonna delete this. So can you yeah, let me just remove that comment. Only because I don't want any too personal stuff coming up on here for you. Gia, do I see you with any offers in the music industry? Gia, I feel like a small one, and I'm leaning more towards like there's something about March and there's something about November. And I feel like it's under the umbrella, like a smaller company that's under the umbrella of a larger one. I'm literally hearing that Guns N' Roses song. I think it's called November Rain. I don't know why that's significant. Maybe it's like a smaller company underneath the umbrella of whatever company they were signed with at the same time or at a time when that came out. I don't know enough about that stuff. Are you making a new demo or something in March? Is there a plan to record something or do something in March? Or maybe that's where you start really like putting yourself out there. New music with a different sound. Will it be released in March or finished in March? So they're showing me the feeling of like the guy you're working with, because I feel like there's a guy producing it or a guy mixing it. It's a male, is really excited about it. And I feel like he's got a really good vision for stuff. You're just writing right now. You've set a date. Does March make sense in that mix? You haven't set a date yet. Okay. There's something about March being significant. So maybe it's like you record one song or you start recording then, but March feels significant. Okay. And I feel like so it's like, okay, so if you're, there's people who are like make it really big because they're little TikTok or YouTube videos and they're like on there. It's like, well, if you're doing that, it's great, but I don't feel like that's how you get discovered. I literally feel like you're going and putting in the work. You're going and showing up and singing for people. You're doing like I don't know what they're called, but it's like this like little spotlight things or something. And that's how you get discovered. So maybe you're going and spotlighting in a little club and like just going up for a song or two. Like it just feels like you're doing the groundwork for it, not just, and not that there's anything wrong with being discovered on YouTube or TikTok or anything like that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's just um spiritual seeker, I think you're really delayed. This happens to you. If you could just you might be behind on the live. Yeah, she's always behind. Okay. um Yeah, I don't feel like it's a bad thing. I just feel like, it just feels like feels good. I feel like you also resonate with this sound more, like, it feels more natural to you, so maybe you were trying to do something in the past where it was like what's her name? Shit. Her name starts with an E. I can see her black hair. Like, a little bit more just different. And now you switch to go to like something. So maybe I guess what's her name? Just a little more. Fuck, I don't know the style of her singing. I'm sorry, I cannot think of anything today. I'm trying to see if I can find her. Seeing if she shows up on one of these lists they suggest for me. I can't think of her name. No, no, not Nicki Minaj, but it's like say or like more like not rap or anything, but it's like you go from like a little bit slower, like deeper, I don't know, to something that's more upbeat, more has a faster beat to it. Has I wish I could think of this woman's name. I can't think of her name. Um, but it's like going and it's like I was trying to do this because this is what's popular and this is what's really doing really well with people and this is what people are resonating with. So they're gonna have like 15 people come out with the same kind of sort of sound. And you just switch gears and go to something that's really uniquely your own and a little different, a little bit more. It's just being more in your own skin. And that's why you start to do well because it just feels more natural. It makes more sense. Okay. So you understand. I just wish I could think of her name and I can't. So sorry. Okay. So I'm going to go up to Dune and then you're very welcome. Dune and then Spiritual Seeker. Come back and let me know if I was right. Listen, if any of you would love to write me a testimonial, I would love it to be able to put it like, even just like a blurb, like she was right about blah, blah, blah. You can text it to my phone number. You can email it to me. I just want to be able to, I won't put any of your personal information. I'll blur out your name or whatever. I might even just do a screenshot of it just to be able to put up on my social media and on my website. I would really appreciate it. You guys keep coming back, so I'm doing something right? Okay. I'm trying to this year be better about promoting myself. And as, if any of you watch The Real Housewives, my friend, why the fuck can't I remember anything today? What is going on? Definitely do that because I love your readings. Thank you, Shar. She was on The Real Housewives of New York City giving readings, and she was like, she was fantastic. She did a great job. She was like, you need to peacock more. She's like, all of us in the church know you're a great reader. She's very sweet. She's like, we all know how great you are. You need to peacock more. So I want to start peacocking. Again, I won't put any of your personal information. I'm very respectful about that. Okay, so let me go up and see Dune. You wrote about your Amazon book. Okay, here's what I felt. I feel like it will do well. I feel like it's very niche-y. And I feel like the SEO isn't quite right. So there might be some, and I don't know what SEO is really. I just hear it all the time. And it's like keywords, like things that will get your, noticed. And it also feels like you're going to have to pay for a little bit of advertising with it. So niche, I mean like a bit specific, a very specific audience. So it's not like, oh, everybody's reading this style. It's like, it feels very particular. I don't know what that means. So yeah, Nicole, you can. Keywords, like, so search words. And if you've posted it on Amazon, they'll ask for keywords, key search words, like what's the topic? What's the interest? What's, so like, yes. Oh, Laura, thank you. Search engine optimization. So they're keywords to find. So when people are searching for your book, like what words would they use to search for? What might somebody be typing in that would bring your book up? So I feel like you need to work on that's, well, then I think I need to talk to you because I struggle with this. I need to pay you, Laura, to help me. Yes, I feel like you have to pay for ads. So, I mean, I hate saying this because it's like, there's all those people out there be like, you don't have to pay for anything. You can do it for free. You can do it for free. But I feel like the ads will push your stuff to the people that will be interested in it, that will purchase it. And the more people purchase it, then it gets like a natural higher ranking. It becomes better. Don't be afraid to invest in your thing. Like things don't just sell themselves. Like, so someone said to me, search engine marketing. Okay, thank you. So a friend of mine, two friends of mine were like, you shouldn't be giving readings away for free. Because over on TikTok, I do them for free, but I don't guarantee that you're going to get a reading. I just kind of randomly pick people and do readings, right? And my thought is like, yes, I have it, like time is money. Time is I'm very aware of time being important and valuable. So that is an investment that I use to show people my style of reading, how I read, how I get information, even just share whatever comes through from the ethers, right? So that's an investment in that time. I'm advertising myself there instead of just going, well, I'm just going to give you spiritual information. If you want a reading, good luck. Like, come pay one. Like, I show people what I do, right? That's like, I'm giving a little taste of it before they buy. So it just feels like you need to like push it out there a little bit. I don't feel like it's for a long run. I just feel like that somebody was showing me that like somebody's video came up and he was talking about how much money he's made and he has like digital stuff And he's like, yeah, I advertised this and I spent like, say he spent like $1,000 in advertising over several different products over like a long period of time. He ended up getting like over 2,000 sales because he spent this money, and the 2,000 sales made much more money than the $1,000. But like, yeah, I mean, you pay to play. I hate to say that. That's what I literally just heard. You have to pay to play. Like it's, so if you do ads, it feels like so I'm not getting a number. And I don't feel like it's like do a whole bunch of money in ads. It just feels like there's got to be a way you're pushing it out there. Um, yes, but I feel like it'll be more successful when the second and third ones come out. So there you have more books that you're going to be doing, and I feel like it becomes more successful because it sort of becomes check out this author's other stuff. Like it becomes a more thing. But I also feel like you need to be advertising this too, like talking about it everywhere. I tell people I do readings all the time now. It took me a long time. Um, because maybe they're not interested, but they'll randomly say something to somebody else. Like I'm marketing my own product. Look at all the like famous people that wear their stuff around. Lizzo, like everything is Yiddy. She changed the words from the Balenciaga, whatever, to Yiddy when she did the Howard Stern thing. Um, Ryan Reynolds wears Aviation Gin and Wrexham Soccer, and like he's all over his products. And Hugh Jackman would wear his Laughing Man stuff. No, they're all wearing their stuff or using their stuff or pushing their stuff. Why? Because they want to remind you about it and they're proud of it. So find a way to like maybe make a pseudo name of like a TikTok where you don't ever show your face and it's under that name and you start talking about it. There's all kinds of things or on Instagram too. Like there's ways to push your information out there. But if you're hiding it and you're worried about being found out, that energy carries with that book. Like, oh, I don't want to be found out. And it's like that protective, not being found out energy carries with your book. So remember that. It just feels like there has to be a way that you're advertising it. Otherwise, I don't know. And then also set the intention, right? So when you're putting the book out there, see it as if it's going into a room and see the four corners of the room. So you're pulling all the energy and all the intention in the room of the Amazon space to that. So it gets seen. I see 3 books. Yeah. So when you say sensitive information is niche, not everybody's going to be into it. Right. So like say it's like conspiracy theory thing. Not everybody's into conspiracy theories. I always find conspiracy theories interesting and worth like looking at because a lot of times there's something real and true in them. They've just kind of missed the mark somewhere. Mhm. I say a lot of times, not all the time. Some of them are just batch crazy. Okay. Okay. So spiritual seeker, have you caught up to us yet? You being in prison and okay. and humiliated. I don't know if I'm reading that right. That's still kind of nichey, right? Um, are you worried about here's the thing. Oh, it's nichey. Okay. Um, my question to you is, if it goes really well, how are you going to go and do book tours? If they want to interview you, would you get comfortable with that? Right. But say somebody was like, this book is incredible. This person's experience is incredible. We want to interview you. How do you go about that? Maybe, I mean, maybe this isn't even just like, I'm not talking like Today Show or anything or Good Morning America. I'm talking like a podcast. How do you do that? Like, if they want to do you on camera, because they could do a video voice and just say this is the author, but how do you do that? How are you just think about that? Because it might help you open up to break past of like, there's no shame. You didn't do anything. Okay. I mean, just to think about that, that's like, if you want it to be really successful, but you're afraid to really, and it's about you, but you're afraid to really be out there, that energy carries with it. I don't know what the second and third book are. Did you write it from a, are you caught up now? Can you hear me, Spiritual Seeker? Are you caught all the way up? I think you might be, but I'm not sure because I just saw your question again. Um, I don't know. Just think about that. That might be why there feels like, I do feel like it'll do better when there's a second and third connected to it, whatever that means. And maybe that means you get more comfortable with it and you start writing on as yourself. And you're like, I did write this book, and you start recommending it. So people then find it through you as not being anonymous. Okay. Because we all make choices and make mistakes and go through experiences in life. And just because that's who you were doesn't mean it's who you are now. Just things to think about. And then again, like maybe through that, make a little make a little Instagram, or like an anonymous Instagram or TikTok or something, and kind of share it that way, get it out there that way. Okay. Spiritual Seeker, why did your daughter Kelly get let go from her new job? Will she get a new, better paying job in the next few months? You're welcome. Sorry if it's not, I don't know. Okay. Sorry. Just looking for my comfort rug. So I heard she's not being honest about something. And I don't know if that means she wasn't honest at the job or she's not being honest with you. So maybe she's like, I have no idea why I was fired, but she knows full well she's just embarrassed about it. She will get a job again. And I don't know that it's higher pay, but I feel like it's equal pay to what she made at this other one. And I also keep feeling like this won't happen again for her. So feels like, spiritual seeker, are you here? It feels like she's aware of what it is. That's the feeling I get. And I wouldn't push to figure out what it is. That's something for her to work through. Okay. All right. Gia. Okay, so Shar and Nicola and Nicole, you're up. I will tell you that living on campus was one of like the best experiences. I lived in the dorms for 2 years and then got an apartment with one of my friends. But I liked living in the dorms. I liked being able to go like to different people's places and just in your jammies. Never, because I was in Wisconsin and it was cold and snowy out. Like I didn't have to get dressed. You're still behind, but I hope I answered your question. This is like the mom and me being like, I wish I would have had that when I was in college. Like, I wish I would have had an air fryer. And there's something else I saw the other day. I was like, oh, that would have been so nice in college. Like when you're in a dorm room and you don't have much, like I was like, oh, like to reheat food or whatever if you come back. And you can reheat pizza in an air fryer. Air fryers are great. They're like, honestly, oh, I know what it was. This is a mom tip. This is not a psychic tip. This is a mom tip. So I think it's called Pampered Chef. I think it's from Pampered Chef. I think that's what it is. And it's this pasta maker. It's not a rice maker. It's a pasta maker. And I use it for my kids all the time because kids. And you just fill it with like it's a ceramic, white ceramic dish, and it's got a red silicone top, and the way it's curved out, it won't bubble over. And you put like pasta in the bottom, and then you fill it so it has like about an inch of water on top. And then I always add salt, and then you just throw it in the microwave for, depending on the pasta. So 12 minutes, 14 minutes, and it's cooked and it's done. And it's a strainer in one too. You kind of have to hold it. You got to get hot pads, and you have to hold it just right. So it doesn't because after a while it like kind of like it'll slip off a little more. It like doesn't just hold on there, but it strains it and everything. And it's like one dish wonder. And then I'll just put a little butter or sauce or whatever on it. And it's like done, one dish, not waiting for a huge pot of water to boil. And it's perfect for like a little, just a little quick. So that's my little tip. Spiritual seeker is still trying to catch up to me. So it's like super duper worth it. I literally will look it up for you now. I think it's Pampered Chef. And my friend told me about it. And I was like, this is the best thing ever, because my kids will randomly be like, I want pasta. So then it's like quick to wash, quick to throw it in there. Like I'll wash it by hand. And but also an air fryer would be amazing too. Just saying. Here. Oh, it's here. I'll show you what it is. It's $27. It's called a microwave pasta maker. And it looks like that. And it is 1,000, like totally, totally, totally worth it. It's item number 2633. Write it down. Absolutely 1,000% worth it. And it's great. And you will use it forever. Okay, so all right, so let's look at any tips they have besides my mom tips. Um, so I keep hearing she's going to be fine. She's going to be fine. I heard it's a little drafty, so I don't know why. Like, if there's like a crack in your window, or I just keep seeing air coming in. Um, I feel like it might be worth getting a noisemaker and like earplugs or something just to get used to the noise of like people walking down up and down the hallways and closing doors. Are you in a suite? So it'll be like your room and maybe like 3 other rooms and you share a bathroom. So whereas when I was in the dorms, it was like there was 2 sides to the floor and there was bathrooms for each side, but we shared. It was essentially a shared bathroom. You're in a suite. Okay, good. I feel like your suite mates are really nice and it's a good fit. Um, I don't think this is you. I think this is another suite mate. Is really quiet and like very, very smart, but definitely worth taking the time to get to know. Do you have a shared kitchen? You're welcome, spiritual seeker. Okay, so it feels like those are great investments. Get like to share like a air fryer, and then that pasta maker is amazing. I feel like it's a really good group that'll be like it'll be very cohesive group. It'll work really well together. I just keep getting like, "You're just gonna love it. You're just gonna love it." Like, it's gonna be such a better experience for you. So maybe you've been at home going to school and, it's gonna make the college experience for you. I feel like it's the group is too is a really nice balance between having fun and, like, also studying, like, kind of like having a like, doing stuff together that's, like, not always about drinking, but also having fun. Not that drinking is the only way to have fun. Let me clarify that. Okay. You've been commuting and you're ready to enjoy the rest of my college years. Yeah, yeah. And really enjoy college. Like, there's something really special and wonderful about college. It's like it's not like, "Oh, I wish I was in college again," but it's like it was just so fun. Ah, I don't see that happening. Um, she'll be fine. Doesn't mean she won't be sad, but I also feel like, it's gonna force her to grow too, like, kind of find her own self and find her own way through things. Um, I'll say this, if that was going to be a problem, that would have come up like, "Is your mom okay?" Like, "Is your mom" like, that would have come up right away. So I wanna reassure you that that's why I don't think that that's gonna be a problem. I actually feel like she has a newfound freedom, and I don't mean to knock you and be like, get out, you're ruining her, like you're jamming her frequencies. It just feels like um she's gonna start to rediscover herself. And she hasn't done that in a while. I feel like she was pretty young when she had you and kind of didn't know where she was at or who she was on her own. She was young. Okay, so you're happy for her. Good. Yeah, and I don't feel like she's like resentful, like, oh, this kid is still at home. I do feel like she'll miss you, but I feel like she'll discover some like fine, I gotta entertain myself somehow. And she will. And I feel like she's happy for you and excited for you. A random lady knocked on your door and started accusing me of things I never did. It's all a misunderstanding. I don't give out my address to any. Yes. I also feel like she might have been a little bit either like having a little bit of dementia or like having a moment of psychosis. So yeah, it had nothing to do with you. I don't know if it's under the influence. Could be. Was it my sister? Are you in Houston? I'm kidding. This is terrible. Like when I don't. I don't think that was the core cause of it. I think it was certainly something that would add to it. Why can I not think of words today? Holy buckets. So like my sister will call and leave messages and you can tell when she's been drinking because it's way more scrambled than normal. And I don't talk to her because it's always really abrasive and scary, but that's the feeling I get. It's like, it's not making sense because she's just not. Yeah, that's what people in those type of moments, they like, I've been accused of by my sister, like some really horrendous things that make no sense at all. Like I was telling my daughter because she asked why I don't talk to her. And she's a little bit older. And I said, I don't feel safe with her around, unfortunately. And she doesn't want to get help and she doesn't want anybody to help her. And she doesn't think anything's wrong with her, but she's like accused me of like doing all kinds of horrible things to my children, like unaliving them and all of that stuff. And my kids are like, but I'm alive. Like that doesn't make any sense. I'm like, you're right. It doesn't. And she hasn't met my youngest one. And she hasn't seen my other kids since my middle one was 6 months old. So like, it doesn't, like their mind doesn't make sense at all. So yeah, it wasn't you at all. I mean, it was definitely a mistake. Like, obviously it wasn't you. Okay, so it's unfortunate. And the problem is when people have those episodes, like when people go, oh, where are the family members? Where are her loved ones or where are his loved ones? It's like, well, you don't know the years and decades that might have gone behind that, like why they're not showing up, of like that kind of behavior where it's abusive, both physically, emotionally, mentally, blah, 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 verbally. So you keep your distance and because the system is so hard to get anybody that has those episodes help, unless you're Britney Spears and you have a lot of money, and then you're holding people captive. So stuff is set up so that people don't get unlawfully hospitalized and then, institutionalized for their life, for the remainder of their life. They used to do that to women all the time. So there's two sides of difficulty to it. Were you meaning allergic bronchitis or bronchitis? I couldn't find the other word you said. And this is the only thing that popped up. What did I say? I don't know what I said. No, I just said I think I said I felt like you were getting like you were better. You're getting better. Like your allergies. Your allergies that you were having or the sinus stuff that you were having. I felt like it was getting better. You're welcome. Hi, Bertha. Well, if you want a free reading from me, you can follow me on TikTok and I randomly go on there and do free readings, but I can't guarantee you one. This is guaranteed you'll get a reading here and I donate 30% to Community Food Bank of New Jersey and I'm worth it. And I don't know, not everything in life is free, I guess, is the best way. And my prices are really reasonable considering I've been doing this for so long. I see people that are just doing card readings. They're not even, they haven't honed their skill or anything. They're just doing card readings. They charge like $30 a reading. So it is what it is. Sorry. I have to eat too. Trying to build a business. And I'm worth it. That's right. I'm worth it. Thank you, Nicole. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't remember. That's called psychic amnesia on my part where I don't remember what I told you. Okay. Nicola wants a general. And then Nicole, what's your question? I can't get back up to my. You've talked to 6 different people and they're not good. I'm sorry. So follow me on TikTok and I'll do free ones over there. Okay. It's not fair for me to give you a free reading here when everybody else is paid. It's like not fair to them. And these like, and it's way cheaper than my private readings. My private readings are more than that. Oh, shyster. So, no apologies. I know it's a bummer, but that's sort of like the way I roll, boundaries and all that stuff. Okay. So Nicola and Nicole, I think are it. Oh, and Lana, I didn't answer yours. I just copy and pasted and I forgot. I appreciate your understanding. And I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful to you. I just, Okay. So I'm going to start with Nicola and then I'll do Nicole and then Lana, you are definitely not, I'm sorry that you've been patient and waiting. Shyster, where's my rock? Oh, it's like my brain. That's what happens. There it is. Okay. All right. Nicola wants a general reading. I'm literally hearing that song and I have not heard the song in forever. I think they used to use it on a dog bone commercial. I don't think this is about dog bones, but it's like that rolling, rolling, rolling. Get them doggies rolling. Get them doggies rolling. Rawhide. Get them up, move them out, move them in. That thing. Whatever. I'm probably saying the wrong words. But I think that's more about like you needing to get moving and moving forward. And I heard project, but I don't know what that means. Because I don't feel like so I was like, okay, does she want to know about love? Does she want to know about it? It's like, no, I really do. I also feel this like sense of like, I really want to know about this, but like, let's see it. And it's like kind of like this Heidi little energy. So part of me is like, just ask the question that you want to know about and quit being embarrassed by it because none of us care here. And I have been asked every question under the sun. And I have read for like people from all different walks of life. And I'm not here to judge you. And neither is this crew here. This is a great crew. Hi, Elf. I've done cryptocurrency readings. I'm not like, that's my thing. That's my shenanigans, but I've done them. And like somebody came back and was like, you were oddly right about something. And I watched it and I was like, oh, that one, like just the way they did, but I don't know enough about crypto, but I can answer something. I don't know. That to me feels more general than specific. I don't know. Does that make sense when I'm saying that, Nicola? I was rambling and then I saw something and got sidetracked, and that's kind of my brain. Um, Nicola, are you here? So it was a feeling of like you need to get moving on something, but it feels more career path related rather than like, but I still feel like there's this other underlying thing, like you want me to be like the love of your life is stepping into your life. And it's like, but you're like, I don't know, it's like this hiding part of what you really want to know, but maybe they'll just tell me. And I will tell you after years of having gotten readings and giving readings, just ask them what you want to know because they may tell you something totally unrelated. I don't know what question I want to ask. Okay, got it. With this like song I'm hearing and needing to get moving forward on it, it feels more related to like needing to like start the paperwork and start things going forward to like going back to school or taking further education. So it may not be traditional school, it may be like some online courses or something to furthering your education in order to like make more money. And they're putting it, so it feels more actually like not necessarily traditional schooling because it's like for more clout. So it feels more along the lines of saying like, oh, I have this, and this certification. So that's why I'm like a good person to follow or whatever, or whatever. I'm worth more money to spend more money on it. Excuse me. Does that resonate when I say that? And like when I look at love, I don't feel like you're looking for love right now. You have to get more confident. So I want to say that you're not alone. Um, that a lot of my friends and I didn't like. I have a friend who has a master's degree in social work and I don't know whatever other certifications that goes along with that. And she's like, I didn't feel qualified to do my job till I was like 40. And we're 44 now. Um, there's something weird that happens for women that does not happen for men. Like I feel like men can do a job for a year and they're like, I'm totally qualified. Like, look at me, I've got all this. Like, and women, like we can have every degree under the sun and be like, "Oh, who am I to talk about this?" Um, you have experience and wisdom under your belt. Like I still feel like you're pretty young, but you have experience and wisdom under your belt. Um, you know what you're doing. So if that, so here's the funny thing. I know I'm good at what I do, but I know people like pieces of paper that say you're qualified. So when I first started, like, I understood that I had an ability, but I wanted to like get have more practice at it. I went to psychic development courses at Holistic Studies Institute, and I got certified as a psychic medium. And they do like by the time you're at the end of them, I think Stephen teaches all of those courses, or he used to. And like he makes sure you can do a reading and you know what you're doing. Like it's not, whatever. And I certainly have grown and honed my skills since then. But the first class when I was there, I don't know that he taught it. I think this other woman, Constantina, who doesn't work there anymore, taught it. And she was like, goes around and asks like all 27 of us, and it whittled down to like 8 by the time we were totally done. Like not all, like a lot of those people just took the first course and then they like bowed out. Um, but she was like, oh, why do you want this? And I was like, because people like a piece of paper. And she was pissed at me for saying that. But the truth is, so now I say certified psychic medium, not because I give a shit or I think it's any better, because I'm like, people like it. Like, I'm not stupid about that. Like, I don't think that it gives me any more clout than anybody else, but people like that. So it feels like that. Like, it's like you already have that ability. Like, I became a better reader since then. And I had a lot of doubt after myself, even with that, but I still put it up on here because I think people like it. So it just feels like people like it when you do that. It's not. And also just if it helps you, like I think about when I see people who are, I don't want to say less qualified, but earlier in their path, like much earlier in the beginning of their path, charging more than me. And I'm like, ah. And I think where I look at it like that is like, I'm like, oh, I have the right to charge that and I don't. So there's people who are like, just fake it till you make it, is what I'm saying. So just own it. Like you do have knowledge and wisdom behind you. But I feel like they're like, if you need to go do this, like you're qualified, go do that, step forward and move towards it. And we'll start bringing things in. And I wish I knew what that meant. Do you have any more of a specific question you want to look at? And then Nick, while you're sort of figuring that out, processing that, or if you want a clarification and process the question, like then put it in here, I'll answer it. Nicole, you want to know about, I know about what can I do this week for things to improve with Dave? Literally, I say this to you a lot, but I feel like just focus on you this week. Like, stop worrying about what he's doing and where he's at and what he's thinking. And they're like, just do you this week. And like, don't reach out to him. Don't be like, oh, I just wanted to say hi. Like, don't do any of that. It literally feels like just focus on you and do you this week. And for whatever reason, that helps. And it's not game playing. It's just stay busy. You should do, you missed the beginning of this, but Colette Baron Reed, COLETTEBARON-REID is doing a free 7-day vision board thing. And you need, like, if you're going to do the free part of it, you got to like join it today, because today is day 5 and there's 7 days, and she'll get rid of the videos after the 7th day, but you can watch them and do the vision board the way she teaches it. It's really, really quite lovely. And it might be something for you to work on this week. Like just watch them and take notes. Or if you can, I don't know if you can screen record them and take notes or whatever, but it's really, she's got a lot of great things behind it, and it might be worth looking at and doing that this week and focusing on that instead of on him. Will he try to see me before he leaves for vacation if I don't try? Yeah, I do actually feel like he will. Yeah. He knows you're there. Don't remind him. He knows. You don't need to remind him. He knows you're around. Just focus on you. And I really like it. I'm recommending it to people because I'm like, oh, and I ended up getting these like Wisdom of the Oracle deck that she's kind of focusing on with this. Because I really like it. And I like the way she approaches stuff and when she's talking about it. So, and she said this quote, I'm writing this down because I actually sent it to my friend. And it said, like, I'm in a beautiful and dynamic relationship with Source. And as a result, I am attracting the right people to partner with and support my dreams. I was like, that's such a great way to write the affirmation. Like, it doesn't have to be about, I don't know. I'm always open to learning new things and experiencing things differently and seeing the way other people's brains work and how they function, because maybe there's something I'm missing. I don't know. So, but it's only on there till like tomorrow's the 6th day, then the 7th day, and then that's it. If you're doing the free version, if you're doing the paid version, there's something, I don't know, some Oracle thing or whatever. I'm just doing the free version. I'm free. I mean, I'm not free. Yeah. So sometimes the universe gives you things. So, okay. Lana, what's your question? You're welcome, Nicola. I hope that was helpful. Do you have another question or want a clarification on it or anything? Do I think he's cheated like with other women? No. Uh, um, I think there's somebody he finds attractive, but I don't think that there's anything happening there. Say it that way. But I'm going to say this. So my guides gave me this and it was really interesting. And I don't know if you heard this one before, but I was reading for a woman who cheated, and she cheated years ago. And she's like, I'm carrying this guilt and I'm harboring this guilt. And the guides were literally like, A, don't say anything, because it's over, it's done, and you're not continuing that behavior. Not that I'm condoning cheating in any way whatsoever. And I'd be like super pissed at my husband. So let me just say that. But I'm saying this from their perspective, not mine. And then they said, cheating is sort of the way people is not about, this was a different perspective that I hadn't seen. And I don't know why this came up for her, but like cheating isn't about like, they're hotter, they're more interesting, whatever. It's like addiction in the sense that you're using it as an escape, and it's a shitty coping mechanism. So instead of dealing with the stuff that's right in front of you, you're like, oh, I'm just going to go do that. Like somebody's drinking or using drugs or whatever. It's like, instead of dealing with the pain and the whatever is going on and the dysfunction that's going on in front of you, they go off and do all that. So it's not like, oh, she's so much prettier, she's so much more amazing, and this is like whatever. It's like, instead of like, okay, Lana, I'll do a reading for you in a second. So it just feels like stopping so insecure, like, oh my God, she's so hot, and like all guys cheat, and like it's, I don't know. I don't know why I'm sharing that with you, but focus on you this week. Don't focus on what he's doing. And if he also, because like all of that's coming from a place of not feeling good about yourself. And it doesn't matter. I've known people where it's like, you can tell them till you're blue in the face. I've had friends like this, till you're blue in the face, how amazing they are, how much you adore them as a friend, like they're a great person, blah, blah, blah. And they never believe you, because they don't have that within themselves. So that's, again, a self-concept thing. Like, I am valuable, I am worthy. And you think like, oh, like I'm saying it and I don't feel it. Well, I've been saying it for months and I don't feel it. It'll eventually click. I swear to God, it will eventually click. And you're like, oh, weird. Like randomly, I just like looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, oh, wow, look, I am really pretty. And it wasn't because you were super dressed up. You're wearing sweats and a t-shirt and you just roll out of bed. Like it's not about, it just eventually like soaks into your subconscious. Like all those thoughts about yourself where you're like, people just don't like me, or the guys never noticed me, or whatever. That's not something that just like happened overnight. That's like years of hearing things or getting, the information just shot into you a million times in different ways. So reprogramming sometimes takes time. A lot of times takes time. And that's okay. That's normal. 18 hours. Okay. And also, the process of like rebuilding your self-esteem, it takes time and it's not a straight line. I'm just laughing at my noise. I was like, "Meow." It's not a straight line. And sometimes you feel really good about yourself. And sometimes you go back. And so I always think of that as like, I personify a lot of stuff because it helps me like process through it. So I just think, oh, that's just some energy trying to steal my happiness away. So instead of being like, I'm totally happy or whatever, I'm like, whatever. Like, I know I'm a good enough person. I know I'm in a good place. I know I'm this or that, instead of feeling like, mm-mm. And there'll be events and experiences that happen that reiterate that you are doing the work and you've done it and you're doing great. And I know you're not a mom yet, but like there's a lot of stuff that I like a lot of women and I do struggle with like as a parent where I'm like for a long time I was dysregulated because I didn't realize I had sensory issues and I didn't realize like, yeah, like which is huge, sensory issues. And I just all kinds of stuff. And I'd get upset with my kids really easily and frustrated with them really easily. And I'm not 100% yet, but I'm getting better. And even my daughter and I had a conversation yesterday and I was like, I know, because I snapped at her in the morning and I said to her, I'm really sorry. And I said, I'm really working on getting better about it. And I know I'm not perfect, but I'm definitely better than I used to be. She was like, oh yeah, you're definitely better than you used to be. Like, it's okay to own it. And I think one of the biggest things was just learning that like, it's not about the break that happens. It's about the repair moment. And as long as you're, really working to repair things and not just leave it and be like, suck it up. So whatever. Anyway, my point being is like, it just takes time. And eventually something's going to happen where you're going to be like, oh, like to me, it was like, looked in the mirror. I was like, oh, I am pretty. Like, it's not like cause I don't know. I didn't think I was for a long time. And I think lots of people are pretty. So I don't know. Okay. Lana wants to know, what are your guides want you to know? What do your guides want? What does Lana's guides want her to know? What do Lana's guides want her to know? Grammar. Are you making something Italian right now? Or did you just make something Italian? Like I literally can taste like sauce and like pouring wine and cooking something. And it's like they said you're a little heavy handed. Or maybe you're making a vodka sauce and you're a little heavy handed. Nicolo, you will be able to. I just think that you're expecting it to be a certain way. And so sometimes when we have this expectation of it has to happen this way, or it has to feel this way, or the experience has to be this way, it sort of keeps the experience away. The other thing I feel like is like it's already happening. It just feels so natural. Like maybe you're doing something and you're like, oh, I could just hear my dad here right now, like either criticizing me or correcting me while I was cooking. Like I should have put this and I didn't put that, or don't forget this. And he would always be there right beside me. Like, why aren't you doing it this way? And I feel like you're like, oh, isn't that funny? I can still imagine that. And it's like, because he's still doing that for you right now in that moment. Oops. So it's sort of already happening. I think it just seems so subtle that you're not really recognizing it. Lana, are you there? All the time. So see, it's already happening. By the way, I didn't kill my other plants. So they do need to be watered. They're just like up on a window up there. Lana, are you here? Did you hear me? You're not. It always feels like you're making it up. I mean, that's why do you think I got so excited about those angel wings? Because you feel like you're making stuff up. You're like, where is this coming from? It doesn't feel any different for me than it does for you. There's certain things that I'm certain of, but like I've been doing it enough to like know the subtleties of it. But yeah, I'm like, I don't know. Like I'm saying the sauce thing. Yes, you're here, or yes, the sauce makes sense. And being heavy handed makes sense. I don't know what are you, so this feels like needing to go forward and present something. You ate Olive Garden on Friday. No, that's a little far out. I just feel like, are you eating leftovers or something? It's like cooking your own food. I'm feeling like, I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know what it is. So they just made me feel like I'm going to present something, like present my case or show my information. And it feels like, um, making sure that you go in with all of the information and not like, I have to prove a point, but here are the facts. Let me leave you the facts. You figure it out on your own. Like, this is all the stuff. Instead of like, you have to believe, you have to, that like, whatever it is, it feels like, make sure you're approaching it with like, here's the facts, like laying it all out. Does that make sense? I have to tell you, when I was younger, I used to love Olive Garden. And then like living in New York City and Hoboken, and like there's so much great Italian food around here that you can just like pick up, like even at the pizza places, you're like, just it tastes so good that like I went home. This is years ago now, and it was because it was when I was still talking to my dad, and they wanted to get Italian. I was like, this shit sucks. It was at something like, I don't know. It was not good. It was some chain. I remember hearing somebody else say they were going to go to a chain. I was like, what are you doing? Yes, that makes sense. The proving your case thing. Hello. Hello. Um, so it just feels like both. Both. I don't know what both means. I don't know. Sorry, because I ramble and then I'm like, I forget what I said. So I just feel like as long as it makes sense to you, we're good. I just feel like making sure you're presenting like really just the facts and not an emotional like going in. Like it feels like you need to set up energetically before you walk into this meeting. I don't know if it's an actual meeting or before you hand over the paperwork, whatever. It's like focus on the fact that send the energy with it, where it's like knowing that you're in the right, knowing that you've given all the information that you need to, that you don't need to fight for this because you know you're right and you know it's all going to work out in your favor. And it just does. And because you're so calm and knowing about it, I feel like the other person, is there another woman involved in this that would be like on the defense, like ends up looking a little bit more like not right, not balanced, not even, where it's like, oh, maybe they blew this out of proportion. Whatever this is, it's like it ends up you're proving your case well. Like and like, but going in and with the intention and the like the energy of knowing I've given all this, like this is all logical, this whatever. So like whatever the other person does or whatever is the other side of this is, it's like they don't have an argument against it. Excuse my yawn. Okay. Do you need clarity on that? I don't know if you're like still listening or still typing. I'm just like sitting here because I don't know what else to say. Because I'll ramble and then I'll forget. Is that it? Okay. Is everybody done? Everybody get their questions answered? I hope so. Excuse me. I don't know if it's work related or like, do you live in a like something that has an HOA? Like some neighborhoods have HOAs and some townhomes do or condos. It's not a love thing. Like, I don't feel like you're going to a partner with a like, here's my case. I don't know if you're thinking or typing. Are you thinking or typing? I don't know if it's work or like something around like an HOA, like a homeowners association, like where you're living and dealing with that. It feels like one of those two things. I'm leaning more towards like something like that. I don't know. Or going to management if you live in an apartment. I don't know what this is, but it doesn't feel like love. It could be work, but I don't know. It's one of those two things because that's the feeling I get. It's like I feel like I'm setting a huge book of knowledge of notes down. If you want to, because I've been on for almost 2 hours, I'm really tired. If you want to message me after this, Lana, and I can, but that's if you're unclear on it, but that's what I feel. That's what they're showing me is like, make sure you're just going in and knowing, and then also setting the energy before it. Like, I'm not in for a fight because I know I'm right. And I know this is all this information proves that I'm right and knows what I'm doing. And I'm not worried about it. It might not be like this huge substantial thing, but it feels like I have the receipts. Here you go. Okay. All right. I'm going to say good night. Let me know if you need any other clarification or whatever. You can message me quick. But I'm tired. I will say good night. I will see everybody next week. Check out my TikTok. I will be trying to do some readings there this week. Have a good one. What is going on? Oh, there we go.